Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because the Cleveland Browns are not just sitting back and waiting for the season to start. No, sir. The offseason has been buzzing with activity, especially on the defensive side of the ball, which has become a real focal point for this team. And it's no wonder, considering what the Browns have done so far, especially after they secured their star pass rusher Myles Garrett to a massive 4-year extension worth a staggering $160 million. That deal sent shockwaves through the league, signaling that Cleveland is serious about building a dominant defense that can contend for championships. But as we all know, football is a game of inches and strategic moves, and the Browns are clearly looking to take their defense to the next level. Now, securing Garrett was just the beginning. The question that's been circulating among fans and analysts alike is whether Cleveland might pursue another elite pass rusher to complement their star. And folks, recent reports suggest that the Browns are indeed exploring this possibility. It's not just idle speculation. There are credible sources indicating that Cleveland has shown interest in acquiring a top-tier defender from a divisional rival. And that's where things get really interesting. Word on the street, or rather from NFL insider Jordan Schultz, is that the Browns, along with the Panthers and Colts, have expressed interest in trading for Trey Hendrickson, the Bengals' all-pro defensive end. Now, just hearing that name should send shivers down the spines of offensive lines across the league. Hendrickson is a proven pass rusher, a guy who can get to the quarterback with relentless force. And the Browns, knowing the importance of a strong pass rush in today's NFL, are definitely seeing him as a potential game changer. But let's be real here. Acquiring a player like Hendrickson isn't going to be simple. First off, Cincinnati is not just going to give him away. They're asking for a significant return, probably an impact player or a couple of high draft picks. And that's where Cleveland's assets come into play. The Browns have accumulated some solid draft capital, which could help facilitate negotiations. They are not shy about making bold moves if it means bolstering their roster. Remember, this front office gained valuable experience earlier this offseason when they managed to resolve Myles Garrett's trade request with that lucrative contract extension. That kind of negotiation experience could be crucial if they decide to pursue Hendrickson. Now, here's the complication. Hendrickson has made it clear he's not willing to play under his current salary for the upcoming season. That adds a layer of complexity to any potential deal. Teams will need to navigate salary cap issues and negotiate extensions or other contractual arrangements. It's not an easy path, but the potential reward of adding a player like Hendrickson to the Browns' defensive line could be well worth the effort. Imagine pairing Hendrickson with Garrett. That's a duo that could terrorize quarterbacks across the league. The combination of Garrett's explosiveness and Hendrickson's relentless pursuit could create one of the league's most formidable pass-rushing tandems. For Browns fans dreaming of a dominant defense, this scenario is the stuff of nightmares for opposing offenses. But let's not forget the elephant in the room, the division rivalry. Cincinnati is not just going to hand over Hendrickson without a fight, especially since they're looking to get a significant return. The Bengals see him as a key part of their defense, and losing him could weaken their front. Plus, the asking price is steep, and that could be a major hurdle for Cleveland. Still, the fact that Cleveland is even exploring this possibility shows just how committed they are to making bold moves this offseason. With training camp just around the corner, everyone is watching closely to see if this potential trade materializes. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move, if it happens, could shift the balance of power within the AFC North. The Browns have been steadily building a roster that could finally take them over the top. Their defense, especially with Garrett leading the charge, has been impressive, but adding Hendrickson could push them into elite territory. It would send a message to the rest of the league that Cleveland means business. And for fans, it's exciting to think about the possibilities. pairing Garrett and Hendrickson could turn the Browns into one of the most feared pass-rushing units in the NFL. Of course, a lot still depends on negotiations, the willingness of Cincinnati to part with Hendrickson, and Cleveland's ability to meet their demands without jeopardizing other parts of their roster. But one thing is for sure, Cleveland is not sitting idly by. They're actively exploring options to make their defense even more formidable, which is a smart move considering how crucial a strong pass rush is in today's NFL. And with the season approaching, all eyes are on the Browns to see if they can pull off this bold move. Now, for the fans, this kind of news is what makes the offseason so exciting. The possibility of upgrading the pass rush with a player of Hendrickson's caliber is a game changer. It's a move that could define their season, especially if they manage to keep him healthy and integrate him smoothly into their defensive scheme. Cleveland's defense has shown flashes of brilliance in recent years, but adding a player like Hendrickson could elevate them to a whole new level. And let's not forget, the competition in the AFC North is fierce. The Ravens, Steelers, and Bengals are all loaded with talent, so Cleveland needs to be bold if they want to rise to the top. Now, diving a bit deeper into the specifics, Hendrickson's impact on the Bengals' defense has been significant. He's been a consistent force on the edge, providing pressure, sacks, and leadership. His presence is felt not just by the offensive line but throughout Cincinnati's entire defense. Losing him would be a blow, but if Cleveland can swing the deal, it could turn their defense into a nightmare for opponents. Remember, Hendrickson is entering the final season of his current contract, and he's made it clear he's not willing to play under his existing salary. So negotiations around salary and contract extensions will be key. And for Cleveland, it's about balancing that risk versus reward. They've already shown they're willing to invest heavily in their defense, and this move would be a continuation of that philosophy. The Browns have a solid core of players, and pairing Garrett with Hendrickson would be a statement that they're serious about winning now. Plus, with Cleveland's current roster and draft capital, they might have the leverage needed to negotiate a deal that benefits both sides. It's a high-stakes game, but one that could pay off big time if everything falls into place. As the days go by and training camp approaches, everyone in Cleveland is watching closely. Will the Browns make that bold move? Could Hendrickson soon be donning a Browns uniform and terrorizing quarterbacks in the AFC North? It's a storyline that's developing right before our eyes, and I, for one, can't wait to see how it unfolds. The potential of adding Hendrickson to this already talented defense is tantalizing, and it could be the final piece that propels Cleveland to the next level. Fans, you know how passionate we are about this team, and no matter what happens, this offseason has been one of the most exciting in recent memory. Cleveland is making all the right moves, and the future looks bright indeed. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you think the Browns should go all in and try to bring Hendrickson to Cleveland? Would pairing him with Garrett change the landscape of your defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. Remember, this is just the beginning. I'll be back very soon with more updates, more news, and all the latest from Cleveland. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep supporting our Browns through thick and thin. The best is yet to come, and I can't wait to see what this offseason holds for our beloved team.